Alright, how's it going, guys? We are back. And we're going to do a bit of work on our substations here. And we're also going to change the location of where we do poles as well. And first things first, we need to start this. I was going to do something else next, but we need to get rid of Chrome. We have an issue. So we're starting this, so hopefully we can find a use for Chrome. So, explanation here. We have our iron going through the ore washing, as you do, and I had ran out of iron and steel, and the reason is because we completely filled up on chrome, which I put in another chest, and it's also now completely full. And we have this one up here that is catching it, which is at 39 of 40, so it's almost completely full. Now, the issue is that if we go to material here, iron ore goes from regular to crushed 1-to-1. If we look at iron smelting, the regular ore is 1-to-1 ore to ingot. If we look at the crushed, it's 1-to-2, 1-to-2. Let me say that a little bit better. So there's a chance of getting a second ingot if you use crushed ore instead of using the regular ore. If you use pure iron mineral, you get a guaranteed 2 ingots per pure. And if you look up here, it's a 1-to-1 with a 10% chance of the chromium. So you're still going 1 iron ore, but with a guaranteed 2 ingots out of it. So by not washing it, you have, I would venture to guess, 50% chance of losing an iron ore. And everything at this point is iron or steel for the most part. So we want as much iron as we can possibly get out of everything. And then steel is just, iron to steel with some coke in it, no matter how you do it. So there's only one real way other than the scrap. So we definitely want to do that, but then we have this big issue with there's a lot of chrome. So we're going to do electroplating and see what that's going to unlock us and see what we can do to get rid of some of this chrome. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to set up a bunch of grinders to grind up ore and smelt it separately and take the hit, or set up a whole lot of chests just to dump chrome into until I can use it. And I don't like having to do that. So now let's get into our electric stuff here. I'm gonna grab this out of here. This is my dump box, basically. And I don't know why they're... Oh, I know why they're putting them there. Something I did wrong, which I do have to say I'm not a fan of, which we will fix down here right now, is the fact that you cannot put wires to loaders. And, well, I also screwed that up, but because we can't put wires to loaders, we have to use one of these to put in there, and now we can take that off And we can set this to that. That's already set. And then we can set this. And we'll just tell it to keep about 300 of them. So now whenever they take them from me, they'll drop them in there. The other stuff, probably something they picked up along the way. We don't have these belts doing the same thing, so that's not an issue. All right, let's go up and look at where and how we've been doing power lines. I kind of just shoved them in here. Now, I think for right now, these are fine where they're at. We did shove these in over here. And it does have the steel beams and stuff, so I think it's okay. And then up here we have the large poles and the wooden poles, and I really don't care too much about those. I am going to change out this one, and we're going to do this. I don't use these much anymore, but there is a chance that bots will be picking them up because I have a whole lot of them sitting here, and so we're just going to get rid of them. Those small wooden poles, I use those randomly, occasionally. When I get them in my inventory, I don't usually pick them up to use them anymore. I could go around and change where things are, but it's not really like I could change all these out for mediums, but then I just have excessive amounts of the wooden ones, and I don't have an issue with wooden poles. Now, I definitely need to get these put on the logistics network because I notice I'm running a little low of them. But let's take a look at what we need to do for these substations. So we need small steel frames, which we have made up there. We need the heavy copper cable, steel rods, again we have up there, and we need a junction box. Now the junction box takes an advanced circuit, another small steel frame, and the heavy copper cable. So this is where I'm thinking that we might just relocate this up over there, so we're making the three that we typically use together over there. Because we can run, we already have copper wires coming up here. We have the coils and things here. And I'm thinking we're going to use this area up here. So we need to either that, or we need to get the junction boxes made up here and then bring them over this way. And I think that's a terrible way of doing it. We also have the option of getting copper over here. I'm not a big fan of that either, because we're not going to be going through that much of them. There isn't anything for this that we need regular copper cables for, other than if we move this, we need it for that. We don't need it for those. So maybe we leave this here, which, while we're here, let's go ahead and do this, because I do need these quite often. And I can have those brought into me by doing this. And we'll tell it to just keep 50 of them. Plus they'll be used on builds that I do, so construction bots will need to be able to get a hold of them. So yeah, let's just leave those there. And we'll just take this part out, which means we can get rid of all of this. And this is running down, going all the way through here. And up to here. And this is plates and rods, which we actually don't have coming down through here. We could easily do so, because we have our plates and rods up here. Now, the question is it going to be less belting around of crap we don't need? And yeah, this entire area here, by taking that out, is not needed for anything but up here. So we're going to go ahead and change that. And I guess so I don't forget, let's go ahead and get this one done. Which means we got to put in a RoboPort close enough to here, which is going to be there. And we can just stick one of those up there. And then we want to set this for that. And these are in 100, so we're going to set it at 100. And we are getting attacked down there, amazingly. Huh. I don't usually get attacked down there. Ah, I see why. By the way, I did get the flamethrower turrets all the way through here. I changed this area. These were on the other side here. I still need to go through and take out a lot of these wooden poles here. But I did hit the rest of the way up through there. And apparently I'm missing a radar. So I need to take care of that. Let's go ahead and I'm going to put this in here, which we do not have set up yet. But we're going to put this in here, which we do now have set up, so they will take care of that. And I'm going to go ahead and change over this part of the belt, and I'll be right back with you. The electroplating is done. Let's go ahead and get the power armor done next, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I ripped out that belt, so I have a whole lot of excess here that I'm just going to start chucking into machines here. You can see our rods and beams are making their way down here. So this one needs rods and beams, and this one needs rods and plates. So if we do, I'm guessing we run it through here. This one will be a bit of a pain, but we can deal with it. So I'm thinking we will do this, and we will have this come through right here. And then we can just do that and that, and that'll take care of both of those. Or chuck some of that in there as well. We do have beams going down here for the poles here, but that belt is only running that little ways. I'm not going to bother with moving that, because that would mean I have to get copper cables up here, and technically we have them right here, but I'm just going to leave them where they're at. They're fine there. All right, so we need... This is going to be for the large steel pylon. And then this will be for the substation. And then over here, we're going to do the junction box for that. So now we need to get the heavy copper cable there, there, and there. So we need to get a belt that brings that along here. We're going to need rods and beams for that, rods for that. So we're definitely going to need beams over here. And I did notice that we actually have rods on this belt here that's going down to there. And I may change that over to beams. Because that's the one thing we don't have over here. And the more I'm talking about this, the more I just want to move those medium electric poles over here and get rid of that beam area. Because we have beams right here with our heavy plates. And we have heavy plates here. So we could definitely change this around. Because the heavy plates are running over here with the computers. Yeah, I'm seriously thinking about it. Okay, so let's take this out of there. Our power armor is done, which is going to give us our energy shield and our leggings. We also have inserter 3, which is really nice. We have blast furnaces now. Let's go ahead and get these both done and out of here. And what is it going to take to make power armor? Computer, small frame, motor, rubber, reinforced plate. We luckily have all of that right around here. So I can go ahead and get that done. We're going to go ahead and have that go there. And we're going to take this out. Which means that this one is now going to need to pull from... No, it's not. It's already pulling from there. So we didn't even need that one. So we can just pop this out of here completely. And I may end up setting up a chest for this stuff. So we can do this now. And I'm just going to run all 3 of these right on across here. Because that'll give us everything we basically need right there. The only thing we're not going to have is the computer, the advanced computer here, which I will probably run it up there along with those. We'll go ahead and take these out for the moment. And we are getting very full. So for right now, let's go ahead and drop all of this off. And we can deal with that in a minute. Let's go ahead and grab what we need for this. We got the computer. We need a small frame and 8 motors. And the motors are right here. Alright, that's the 8 motors. Small frame is on the top of here. Okay, I only needed one. I grabbed way more of those than I needed. Reinforced. And then we just need a little bit of rubber, which we should have where we make our... Here. There's a bit of rubber. We need a little bit more. There we go. Make our power armor. Alright, now I can get this taken care of. We're just going to pull this all the way out of here. Okay, so those both are going to need that. Let's go ahead and do this. That's what we'll have the computers on, which we can then take all of this out of here, and we can have this come down and split here. So that'll go that way, and that'll go that way, and that'll take care of the computers, which for right now I'll just do this for all the computers I just picked up off of that belt, and they can put them back out there. This needs the reinforced plate, which we are bringing over, so we can fix that up. I'll go that way, this way. Okay. Let's actually get this over just a little bit further away from there. Okay. So this does not need the reinforced plate. This, in fact, does. And the reinforced plate is on this upper one, which we can do. Let's move this back just a bit. And we can do a splitter here. We're going to change this out to a red one, so we can put it... I can't actually put that there. Okay. So we'll do it like this. And then we can get it out there. Alright. So what we're going to do is this. And then we can put this splitter here. And tell this we only want the reinforced steel plate. So then the beams won't come through here anymore. And that keeps it so this can still have both on it. So now we can do that, and we actually need to do it this way. Like that. And that takes care of that. Alright, this needs to be the rods and plates, which we moved out of there for this. So we will just have this come around like that, take that out, and that takes care of that part. Alright, so we want to run this across here because we need the beam there. And actually, that's all we need beams for. So we're actually going to leave that up there. And we're going to try to finagle this around just a little bit here, so I can get those beams, which we actually do need there. And then we can bring this like that. And technically I can do this, which means we don't need all of that. And that makes it a little bit cleaner. All right. So we want a medium pole there and there. We need the beams to go in there. We need to get rods now. We don't need plates, right? Rod, and small steel frame. So we'll just do let's take that out. And give me one of these little guys and we'll put it down here. So then I can put this here. Not really worried about it having the plates on there. It'll be fine like that. This does not need them. Alright, so that takes care of everything for these other than the heavy coils. So let's go ahead and get the heavy coils over here. Now this is going to be interesting because we have the heavy coils somewhere. I just seen them a minute ago. Here they are. Okay. So we have the heavy coils here, which we could jump. I'm not going to say this is what we're going to do, but we could jump that through there and then bring it down and jump it through here to get it over there. That's one way we can do it. The other way we could do it is just bring them off here and bring them through here. And I actually think this is going to be cleaner to do it here. Because this is going to keep it completely out of that area. So then we can just bring this over and have that go there. And we'll just shoot this right up alongside of here. We can bring it across there. And that does that. So now, just grab a long handled here and in for each of those, so that will be done. We can grab another bit of these, put one of these here with one of those, set that for the logistics for it. Set this up so we're not having a million of them made. And we can set that to 50. That's 60, not 50. Alright, so that takes care of that. So now I can add those to my logistics as well. Okay, we have everything in here but the small frame and the junction box. And the small frame, before I forget and we need it, let's get this across here as well, because I'm sure we're going to need it at some point. Alright, so our small frames are here, and we're going to do this again. We're going to do that, and we're going to bring this up here and across here. And then we can just bring this down and across there. I'm sure we're going to need the large frames at some point, so having them is not a problem. So now we can grab one of these, and we're also going to need it over there. And then we need our red circuits, which are here. And we're going to do not that, this. And we're going to bring the red circuits in right there. This just needs the junction box, so we just got to do that. And we'll set one of these up. And bring this over and down here. And I'm going to do this. And there we go. That gives us the red circuits. So we're now making our junction box. And now the only issue is I need a place to output this. So we're going to do this, that. We're going to do that. And again, we're going to do this. Set that up for that. I don't need them on me for the most part. Set that up. We're going to set this for only like 20. Because like I said, I don't use them that often. And that'll take care of that. And let's go ahead and give this one a fast inserter on both of those, because it needs a lot of rods. Alright, so that'll take care of that. We may end up making this belt faster, but I don't think it's going to be that big a deal. We don't use these that often that we need to have them made really fast. There we go. And we can extend those out when we need them for something else. Alright, I think that is pretty good for that. Now, I just need to get this all cleaned out, which I will dump into a whole bunch of those. I do still have this with rods, and I may change that later on. I'm not sure, but we'll see. And actually, this needs plates and rivets, so I'll probably throw plates in at it. I can also take and put a box here that throws plates on here. And that's probably what I'll end up doing here. Is just do this. No, that ain't gonna work. I gotta do it here. Like that. And then that'll take care of getting rid of all those plates for me. And I can do the same thing for the beams and all of that back there. And since we're going through a lot of plates right now, I'm going to go ahead and get that done now. Because it's got to fill up that belt there. Alright, so we can do this. And we can actually do that. And hell, if we want to, we could even do that. And actually, it would be better if we did it here. Because that'll jam this one up so it'll stop making it. This one will still go, but that one will stop it. And none of these will go if that one is backed up. So that'll use those up pretty quick, and then I can remove those later. Now, the other thing is the computers that we had coming in right here that we're going to move up to there, and I'll run that belt later. We still don't have a ton of plastic. We've only got 2.5K sitting there, and we're running little bits here and there because, again, we're full on sour gas, which actually we're full on heavy oil now because the light oil can't be ran because of the sour gas. So these are actually going to be running instead of these, so we can get rid of that heavy oil or heavy fuel. Alright, so a little bit longer episode today, but I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm going to take a moment and set up my red and yellow inserters here. Probably the assemblers, small and large as well. Radars, things like that. Get those all ready so the bots can place them when they need to and can refill me when I need it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.